Hello, you're watching DD India Live and I'm Preeti and you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. Coming up in the next 30 minutes, India's External Affairs Minister and Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong to hold 14th Foreign Ministerial Framework Dialogue in New Delhi. US says Israel-Hamas hostage deal closer than ever. Red Cross president meets Hamas leader in Qatar to advance humanitarian issues. India's squad for T20 international series against Australia announced. Suryakumar Yadav to captain. Sanju Samson misses out. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong will hold the 14th Foreign Ministerial Framework Dialogue in New Delhi on Tuesday. Under this framework, the two sides will take stock of the bilateral cooperation under the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership and exchange views on regional and global issues of mutual interest. Amritpal Singh joins us on phone with more on the 14th Foreign Ministerial Framework Dialogue. Amrit, you've just given a broad outline of what the two leaders will discuss. Get us more specifics as to what would be taken up as part of the agenda. Amrit, am I audible?
Yes.
Amrit, are you there with us?
Hello.
As we told you, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong will be holding the 14th Foreign Ministerial Framework Dialogue in New Delhi today. Amrit Pal is joining us. Amrit, get us more specifics as to what will be taken up as part of the agenda. We've just given a broad outline of the issues that could be taken up. You spell out more specifics.
Well, what had happened yesterday, Preeti, was that the 2+2 dialogue had happened, where the four ministers, two from the Indian side and two from the Australian side were there. And then the two defense ministers held a separate bilateral. Today, the foreign ministers are meeting for the 14th Foreign Ministers Framework Dialogue. What they do in this dialogue is that they take up the entire gamut of relationship. As you know, it is a comprehensive strategic relationship between India and Australia. That covers the security aspect, the defense aspect, but it also covers your trade and investment. It also covers your foreign policy positions, the convergences, the divergences. So basically, when the two foreign ministers, as they are meeting right now, as we speak, they will traverse the whole length and breadth of the relationship. Particularly in focus would be the Indo-Pacific and how the contours of Quad should be taken forward. They would be working on the contours of the Quad summit that is to be that's slated to happen in January. India is hosting it in New Delhi, and so that would be primary on the agenda. The second, of course, would be the SECA. The two sides are at advanced stage of negotiations on the Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement. They already have an ACTA between them that you can understand as an interim trade deal. Because of the benefits that will accrue, the two sides should be interested in concluding that, if possible, if the negotiations conclude at the visit when Anthony Albanese comes calling on New Delhi in the last week of January. So they would be taking stock of that, and of course taking stock of the regional and the global conflicts that are marring the world today, especially the ongoing Hamas-Israel conflict. Preeti?
All right, Amrit, thank you for joining in with those details. Turning focus to other news now, as 41 construction workers are still trapped in a tunnel in the northern Indian state of Uttarakhand. Prime Minister Narendra Modi took cognizance of the relief and rescue operations underway from Uttarakhand's Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami today. Dhami informed Prime Minister Modi about the successful construction of a 6-inch diameter pipeline across the debris and the delivery of food and other essential items to the workers through it. Chief Minister Dhami has also talked to the workers with the help of endoscopic flexi cameras and informed the Prime Minister about their efficiency. Om Prakash Yadav joins us with more from Uttarkashi. Om Prakash, you've just told our viewers that Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a talk with the Chief Minister. हमें बताइए किस तरह से रिलीफ और रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशंस चल रहे हैं और जब हम बात करते हैं जो ट्रैप्ड वर्कर्स हैं 41 वर्कर्स हैं उनकी प्रेजेंट कंडीशन क्या है?
कि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री सूरत धामी से बात की। उसके बाद यहाँ रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन की जो अपडेट थी वो प्रधानमंत्री जी को अवगत करवाया गया। लेकिन इसमें बहुत बड़ा डेवलपमेंट कल देर शाम 5 बजे हुआ, जिसमें जो 4 इंच की पाइप्स पहले जिससे जो चने और इस तरह की जो चीज़ें खाद्य आपूर्ति से जुड़ी हुई थी जो मजदूरों तक पहुँचाई जा रही थी, उसमें 6 इंच का पाइप डालने के बाद 53 मीटर का पाइप डाला गया, जिसके अंदर पहले खिचड़ी वगैरह पहुँचाने की कोशिश की गई। हालांकि उसमें पूरी सफलता नहीं मिली, लेकिन जो फ्रूट्स है ऑरेंज वगैरह उन तक पहुँचाए गए हैं और वो सकुशल उनको मिल भी गए और उससे उनमें अभी थोड़ी सी न केवल ऊर्जा का संचार हुआ बल्कि जो यहाँ काम करने वाले इंजीनियर और उनके परिजन हैं उनमें भी एक उत्साह का माहौल बना हुआ था। अभी आज इसमें और नया डेवलपमेंट एक और देखने को मिला है कि जो ये सिल्कियारा टनल है, इसका जो एंडिंग पॉइंट है यहाँ पर जो अमेरिकन ओगर मशीन है उससे भी काम करना शुरू कर दिया और इससे अलग से ड्रिलिंग की जा रही है और इसको बचाने के लिए इस पर जो मलबा नहीं गिरे इसके लिए एक अलग से टेक्निक अपनाकर काम किया जा रहा है ताकि जो मलबा को रोका जा सके और जो रिकवर स्टेप हो रहा है उसको बचाया जा सके। इसके साथ ही साथ जो ये पहाड़ी है, मैं अपने सहयोगी से कहूँगा जो पहाड़ी का व्यूज़ दिखाए, इसके ऊपर जो पहाड़ी पर रास्ता बनाने का काम बॉर्डर रोड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कर रहा है और सतलुज जल विद्युत निगम को इसकी जिम्मेदारी दी गई है। यहाँ पर एक पॉइंट बनाया गया है जिसमें तकरीबन 86 से 87 मीटर गहरा एक गड्ढा खोदा जाना है, जिसके लिए 2 मशीनें ऑलरेडी आ गई और एक मशीन अभी ओडिशा से आना बाकी है। जो 2 मशीन आई है उन मशीनों से तकरीबन 40 मीटर की गहराई तक ड्रिलिंग की जाएगी वर्टिकल। उसके बाद ये काम करना बंद कर देगी, लेकिन इनके लिए बैकअप के दूसरी मशीन जो ओडिशा से मंगाई गई है वो 100 मीटर तक गहराई तक ड्रिलिंग कर सकती है। तो वो मशीन आएगी तो उसके बाद इस काम को और बेहतर अंजाम से पहुँचाया जाएगा और उम्मीद की जाती है कि मजदूरों को यहाँ से भी खाना दिया जाएगा। और अगर ये मॉडल सक्सेस रहा, क्योंकि ये 1.5 इंच का चौड़ा रहेगा इसका स्पेस, तो उससे बाहर इनको निकालने का काम भी किया जाएगा। सबसे बड़ी बात इसमें यह रही है कि इसमें 6 पॉइंट जिन पे अलग अलग स्तर पे काम किया जा रहा है, उसमें जो इस टनल का जो इनिशियल पॉइंट है बडगांव, जहाँ पर एक कंपनी है गाजा उसको काम दिया गया है, वहाँ पे टिहरी डैम से जुड़े अधिकारी जो है टिमरी जल विद्युत निगम को काम दिया गया, वो वहाँ पे हॉरिजॉन्टल ड्रिलिंग का काम कर रहे हैं, साथ ही साथ एक स्केप टनल बनाने का काम कर रहे हैं। तो ये मेरे सामने जो दिख रही है ये है सिल्कियारा टनल। यहाँ पर भी ये ड्रिलिंग के साथ साथ एक स्केप टनल बनाई जाएगी। साथ ही साथ ऊपर जो अलग से BRO द्वारा रोड बनाई जा रही है वहाँ पर जल विद्युत निगम सतलुज का है वो काम करेगा और इसके साथ ही जो 2 आड़े तिरछे बाएं और दाएं की तरफ से भी स्केप टनल बनाई जाएगी जिसका काम ONGC को दिया गया। तो आप देख सकते हैं हर मोर्चे पर युद्ध स्तर पर न केवल काम हो रहा है बल्कि प्रधानमंत्री कार्यालय के अधिकारी यहाँ बीते 5 दिन से डेरा जमाए हुए हैं और पल पल की अपडेट लेके न केवल उसमें गति दे रहे हैं बल्कि जो भी टेक्निकल हेल्प है या अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर के जो एक्सपर्ट्स हैं उनको यहाँ लाना है या मशीनों का यहाँ मंगवाने का मामला हो या तकनीकी सहायता देने का मामला हो, हर वक्त वो यहाँ अलर्ट रहते हैं और दिन रात 24/7 काम गति पर जा रहा है। और उम्मीद की जाती है अगले 3 दिन के बाद ये रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन अपने अंजाम तक पहुंचेगा और ये जो मजदूर हैं वो सकुशल बाहर निकलेंगे।
All right, OP, thank you for joining in with those details. That was our correspondent Om Prakash Yadav, spelling out more details on the rescue and relief operations. And he says that the operations are being conducted on a war front. And also the Prime Minister interacted with the Chief Minister, and the Chief Minister apprised the Prime Minister about the present condition of the workers and also the rescue operations that are being put in place. Vertical and horizontal drilling is taking place continuously, simultaneously, and also our correspondent tells us that it will take another 3 days and then the 41 trapped workers will be rescued. In other news, the Secretary General of the ASEAN, Dr. Kau Kim Hoon, has said that India has emerged as a key strategic partner of the ASEAN and both the sides are in a win-win situation in the 3-decade-long ASEAN-India partnership. Dr. Kau also expressed ASEAN's eagerness for India to join the regional comprehensive economic partnership.
At a time when India keeps its Act East policy on top priority and Prime Minister Modi attending the 25th ASEAN-India Summit in September, the ASEAN is also reciprocating in the same way. The 10-member Association of Southeast Asian Nations hailed India for its developmental story and praise for its positive role as a key strategic partner of the grouping. An 8-member Indian media delegation met Dr. Kao Kim Horn, the Secretary General of ASEAN, as part of the ASEAN-India Media Exchange Program in Indonesia's capital, Jakarta. Addressing the Indian media delegates, the Secretary General underscored the significance ASEAN places on its relationship with India.
This is a major track record. That's why we have the comprehensive strategic partnership. Of course, we've been working together across different sectors, from trade to investment to tourism to defense sector, counterterrorism, among others. Looking ahead, of course, we hope to continue to expand the existing areas of cooperation and also to deepen our cooperation.
Dr. Kao also expressed his eagerness for India to join RCEP, the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, which is a free trade agreement among the major Asia-Pacific nations. He said this would pave the way for better trade opportunities for both sides. Talking on the issue, the two major ongoing conflicts in the world at present, Dr. Kao said that ASEAN has always reiterated that conflicts must be resolved through conversations and dialogues.
ASEAN is a strong proponent of peace, dialogue and diplomacy. ASEAN has always been promoting cultural dialogue, habits of consultation, and of course, constructive engagement. ASEAN also has been a strong supporter of multilateralism. So we believe that all conflicts should use what should be worked out through diplomacy, particularly peaceful settlement dispute and the non-use of force.
Dr. Kao expressed his happiness over the P2P exchanges between India and ASEAN nations. The ASEAN-India Media Exchange Program involves visits by Indian journalists to ASEAN countries and reciprocal visits by ASEAN journalists to India, fostering a deeper understanding of the socio-economic and cultural ethos between ASEAN and India among the journalists from both regions. Nikhil Singh, DD India, Jakarta.
India's Minister of State for External Affairs, V. Muralidharan, met Zanzibar President Hussein Ali Mwinyi. He conveyed Prime Minister Modi's warm regards to the President. Taking to social media platform X, Muralidharan said that he expressed gratitude for President Hussein Ali's steadfast support in strengthening India-Zanzibar relations and for his invaluable patronage towards the IIT Madras campus in Zanzibar. To mark the 15th anniversary of the Mumbai terror attacks, Israel has listed Lashkar-e-Taiba as a terror organization. This has happened despite not being requested by the government of India to do so. Israel has formally completed all necessary procedures and satisfied all required checks to list Lashkar-e-Taiba on the Israeli list of illegal terror organizations. Israel described Lashkar-e-Taiba as a deadly and reprehensible terror organization responsible for murder of hundreds of Indian civilians as well as others. The October 7th attack by Hamas on Israel reminded them of the horrific 26/11 attacks, which also killed Israeli and American nationals. Let's take a look at other stories making it to the headlines from India. India's President Draupadi Murmu flagged off 3 new trains and marked the commencement of the redevelopment of the Badam Pahar railway station in the Indian state of Odisha. She also inaugurated a skill training center in Mayurbhanj district of Odisha and visited SLS Memorial Residential School in the same village, where she interacted with the students. Today is the last day of her 2-day official visit to the state. India's Parliamentary Affairs Ministry has invited all citizens to participate in the Constitution quiz, an online reading of the preamble to celebrate the Constitution Day, that is Samvidhan Divas this year. The ministry has made 2 web portals operational to ensure maximum participation of citizens. These portals are accessible to everybody and anyone can participate and get a certificate for participation. The 11th edition of International Tourism Mart is being held at Shillong in northeastern state of Meghalaya. The International Tourism Mart is an annual event held by the ministry in one of the northeastern states with an objective to provide a bigger platform to create awareness about the tourism potential of northeast region. As per the recent report published by Indian Journal of Medical Research, India's COVID vaccination did not increase the risk of sudden deaths. Reports suggest that receiving one dose of the COVID vaccine reduced the odds of unexplained sudden deaths. 729 cases and 2,916 controls were included in the analysis. We're heading for a short break, but on the other side of the break, tension simmers in the Korean peninsula as North Korea plans to launch spy satellite. 51st International Emmy Awards took place on Tuesday, with India bringing home 2 of them. And India takes on Qatar in the FIFA World Cup qualifiers today.
A platform for the developing world, amplifying the voice of the global south with a focus on the growing economies, resolving the conflicts, showcasing the culture, tradition, heritage and diversity. Watch Voice of the Global South at these times on DD India.
Turning crisis into opportunity, transforming ideas into action, stories of real change, tales of sustainable solution.
This series is going to tell stories of such change makers.
Watch Change Makers on DD India.
India that invents. India that innovates. India that excites. India that invites. Land of possibility. Teeming with opportunities. Watch India Ideas each Thursday, 8 p.m. only on DD India.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India Live. Let's get you more updates. The two-day Global Fisheries Conference India 2023 began in the Western Indian city of Ahmedabad. Marking the World Fisheries Day, the conference will be celebrated on the theme of celebrating fisheries and aquaculture wealth. It aims to bring together key stakeholders on one platform for fruitful discussions, market insights and networking. It will also serve as a platform to forge partnerships with national and international stakeholders and chalk out a roadmap for sustainable growth of India's fisheries sector. Delegations from more than 10 countries will physically participate in the conference, while over 50 other foreign diplomats are anticipated to join the meet virtually. The event is anticipated to attract 5,000 visitors, including farmers, vendors, representatives of cooperatives and startups. Stubble burning incidents continue unabated in the Indian state of Punjab, in view of which the state police has registered 1,084 FIRs against such farmers till now. Police said that over 1,000 FIRs have been registered till Monday and a fine of over ₹2 crore has also been imposed. They informed that there was not a single incident of stubble burning in 6 districts yesterday. Meanwhile, Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul has emphasized the need for the government to implement measures to enable small farmers to earn income from stubble. He also said the state government can provide necessary machines for the small farmers to manage stubble effectively. On the second day of the 54th edition of IFFI, India's Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Anurag Singh Thakur, launched 48-hour film challenge as part of the third edition of 75 Creative Minds of Tomorrow on Tuesday. Creative Minds of Tomorrow is a platform for young artists to transform themselves as leading filmmakers and artists of tomorrow.
In the last 2 years, we had close to 150 such young creative minds who have joined the programs. With this year's edition, the total tally stands at 225. So you are already a strong force of creative minds of tomorrow. 225 people already working in the system, learning and growing. We never wanted this to be, the names proposed by anyone and they could join. We wanted always this to be a rigorous process, it should go through, one of the finest names, the jury members. And that is how this year also we had more than 600 applications and we have the best 75 sitting in front of us who are going to make all of us proud.
At the launch event, Minister Thakur highlighted the success of the program and spoke about its rigorous selection process. South Africa on Tuesday will host a virtual summit of the BRICS group of nations to discuss the Israel-Hamas war. Tuesday's extraordinary joint meeting on the Middle East situation in Gaza will be hosted by South African President Cyril Ramaphosa in the hope of drawing up to a common response to the more than 6-week conflict. All the 5 BRICS heads of state, including Vladimir Putin, will join the virtual summit. Besides, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres will also attend. Leaders from Saudi Arabia, Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran and the UAE will also be attending the meet. All these countries are due to join the BRICS group in January next year. A joint statement with particular reference to Gaza is expected following the summit. U.S. aircraft carrier Carl Vinson has arrived in South Korea in a show of deterrence as North Korea announces plans to launch a spy satellite between November 22nd and December 1st. Earlier, South Korea issued a sail warning, calling Pyongyang's planned satellite rocket launch a matter that affects national security. Japan said that its missile defense stood ready to deal with any unexpected situation. It will be North Korea's third attempt to put a spy satellite into orbit this year. The launch comes after the country's leader Kim Jong-un visited Russia, where President Putin promised to help Pyongyang build satellites. 51st International Emmy Awards has begun, and according to latest winner announcements, Carla Souza won the International Emmy Award for her role in Mexican series La Saida, while Shefali Shah from India was also nominated in the same category. India took home 2 awards, with Veer Das winning for his Netflix special Veer Das Landing and Ekta Kapoor receiving the International Emmy Directorate Award. The German series, The Empress, awarded the Best Drama Series. Veer Das won the Best Comedy Series, marked his 2nd nomination and first win at the International Emmys, putting a spotlight on his stand-up special, Veer Das Landing. Now, this marks a significant achievement for Indian talent on the global stage. All right, let's turn focus to sports now. India will take on Qatar in the 2nd round of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers on Tuesday at the Kalinga Stadium in eastern coastal state of Odisha. Sunil Chhetri-led Indian football team hopes to punch above its weight against Asian champions Qatar. With the support of the fans and a good home record, the Indian men's football team is keen on a positive result against Qatar. It will help them take a closer step to securing their place in the next round. India won its first FIFA World Cup qualifier match on foreign soil in 22 years when it beat Kuwait 1-0 in the qualifiers under head coach Igor Stimac. India are unbeaten at home this year, but with Qatar, they will face a side that's riding high on confidence following an 8-1 win over Afghanistan. Team India faced a heart-wrenching loss against Australia in the ICC Cricket World Cup 2023 final on Sunday. Despite the disappointment, the indomitable spirit displayed by the men in blue did not go unnoticed as Prime Minister Narendra Modi personally visited the team's dressing room to offer words of support and a hug for pacer Mohammad Shami, the highest wicket taker of the tournament. That's it in this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X and also Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Preeti Kaur signing off, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.